Hey, good morning, everyone. I am overwhelmed with the conversation of is God real? I had a hell of a day yesterday. I work with someone that is very difficult and tends to speak to me in a very negative way. And they happen to be in a position of management. So I've always had a difficult time understanding, because I've worked for good people, I've worked for nice people, and those environments are always uplifting and awesome. And I've worked for not so nice people, and I never understood why. When you're at a job, you're under the same mission. You have the same goals in mind. And I've always known that crap trickles downhill and gains speed. If the crap starts up here and you're already talking negative to everybody in your upper echelon sphere, then the next level is going to get even more crap added to it, and the next level is going to get even more crap. So say you're at the bottom echelon, and for some reason you're doing everything you need to do to make the job the best you can, and yet you're just getting talked negatively to, or you're being walked on. It took every ounce in my being to not lose my mind. I'm at this age where I don't put up with people's crap anymore. I'll give you as much grace as I can until you've pushed me to a breaking point where I don't want to talk to you. I don't feel you're worth it, and I'm not going to let you do that to me anymore. Every person that I meet, every new person, gets so much wick. I have nothing but grace for everybody. But as you continue to do that, you're really breaking me down. And I'm very nice until I'm not. And I wonder, what is your problem? And then I can't get over it. So I had a conversation with the upper management, with the owner, which is rare that I never do. And the reason I felt comfortable doing it this time is because I really believe the owner wants best for his company. And I believe that I'm the right person to bring the right environment for his company. And I have that understanding and power and strength in me because of God and my age. But God, as I'm praying this morning, I recognized right away that He is the truth, the light, and the love. As much as I don't know why it took me so long. I don't know why I needed Charlie Kirk to get assassinated for me to feel and understand the real grounding of the Lord, of how God is everything. And if I just made sure, hey, Lord, how can I get through this? It's just today, all right? It's not tomorrow and it's not yesterday. It's just today. But I learned from my yesterdays. So I'm not going to give everyone the same amount of free grace. I tend to be, my manager made this, or my owner made this really great example about a new broom. It made sense. He loves analogies. And he goes, with a new broom, you've got brand new bristles, but your floor is going to beat down that bristle. It's going to beat down the areas. He said that groove and the grout is going to, turn a certain section of that broom into whatever it is. So the floor is the same. The broom is the one changing, because the floor gets dirty. The broom needs to clean it. At some point, that broom's not going to look as good anymore. And that's how I felt. I felt like the broom. I'm the new broom on the floor. The floor keeps getting dirty, and I'm there to clean it up. And I don't know why it keeps getting dirty, because in this analogy, I'm talking about communication, how we communicate with one another. It is key that we communicate in a kind way. There is so many ways to communicate with one another and to get your point across. If your goal is to support a team member, or to make sure that team member is doing everything that they can, that you know that they can, don't use vinegar. And don't be mean, because they're only breaking the story down. It's like taking a hammer to the floor. You're only taking pieces of that floor away. Don't do that. That's not helpful. Add soap. Add nourishment. Okay? Maybe instead of just a dry brush where it's so coarse and that bristle, why don't you just add water and get a little soap on it? And now he's got some help. Now you're working together. Kindness breeds productivity, breeds a wonderful environment, breeds a culture. Culture is key. Okay? How you talk to your neighbor, your bus driver, your kids, your significant other. I also made a huge mistake this weekend blowing up on my wife because I felt the same way. And I was chiseled down and I left the situation after not being my best self, actually being my most ugly self, in front of my daughter with my windows open. So the whole neighborhood heard me. And I felt disgusting because I'm human. This coworker I work with doesn't believe that my kindness is authentic. Why I know this is because a second coworker told me so. That's neither here nor there. I can care less if they believe it or not. The fact is that today I'm going to bring my best. They don't work with me today, which is nice because then it gives me a nice little another day to build up. Anyhow, after talking to my manager and telling me about the bristle, I knew in my heart what I had to do. But my anger and my animosity was really matching me, heart to heart. He talked me down. He said, hey, he gave me a lot of words of encouragement, which, whether you believe it or not, which sometimes I don't, people thrive on. Even if it's small bits. Hey, thank you. I really appreciate everything you're doing. That moment, I love that. Thank you so much for your help. Those matter. All of that is super important. People need each other. Okay? I don't work where I work because the money's good. I don't work where I work because I love doing what I do. I wouldn't do what I do if I didn't have to make money. I'll be honest. I wouldn't do what I'm doing if I didn't have to make the money. I'm happy that what I'm doing is helping others. I feel that God brought me into this position to not only help the customers, but to help the environment that I'm working in. To be my best self, to flourish, to really take this beautiful company that I know it could be and build it to be an environment of culture that even when the customers come in, they wish they could work there. I want others to feel that way. He boiled it down and said, before, so you've got a wick here, and I know you to have a long wick. Before it gets down to none, and, you're going to quit, because that's what managers make me feel like. I'm like, okay, I don't know how they got in this position of power. I'm not going to go, the only way I can change this environment is either get them to understand, which if they don't, then I'm leaving, or go to upper management and get them to understand. If they don't, then I'm leaving, because I will not be pushed around for money or for their ego. I know my worth, and I know that God is going to follow. He's going to make sure that I'm going to be okay. So I'm not leaving my job. I reached out to that individual through a text message saying, hey, we need to have a private conversation about our communication. Let me know when there's a good time for you. You're my manager. You've done what I do. You need me. And I need you. Am I replaceable to you? These are the conversations I want to have. Why do you speak to me the way you do? When I come in the morning and have a smile on my face and authentically wish you a good morning, why are you cold to me? When I bring work to you, why are you so grumpy and mean? What else is going on? Because I don't see it with everybody you're talking to. I very much see it with me. So that's a very big learning curve, a very big learning lesson to me. I'm going to set that person aside. And I sent that message a couple hours before the end of the day. Before those hours ended, he had already left. I watched him leave. And then he texted me after he leaves. Hey, yeah, can't have that today. I've already left work. Well, I know. I saw you leave. Okay, we'll be able to talk to it later in the week. He highlighted a day in the week. I don't work that day, so I said I can meet you on this day. And he said, it sounds good. Okay, so we'll cross that bridge when we get there. In the meantime, I'm going to grow my wick again. I'm going to lean on God and thank him for this wonderful opportunity to grow and be another disciple in this world. I want you who's listening to know you're not alone. You can make a choice. You can have anger. You can be human. Give yourself grace. Lean on those that you trust. If you're in the wrong work environment, get out. Trust God that he's going to find you in a better place. Okay? Keep doing your best. Love yourself. Be a better person today than you were yesterday. I love you all. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I love those that love me, and I love my enemies too, because God's given me such a gift of his grace and understanding, and I'm over the moon every morning I wake up. Thank you again for taking the time. Be a good father. Be a faithful servant, and fight for our world that we live in, the America that we live in. Okay? I love you, and have a beautiful day.